Good afternoon.
Good
So
afternoon.
imagine that all the board members had a Yelp score. And we took those and we lined them up and we assigned staff members or maybe office space based on how those rankings went. So that, or perhaps somebody like Nick Melvoin, who has a 0.5 on Yelp, he would get less of a vote when it comes to voting time. It seems preposterous, but that's what we want to do with the school performance framework. Mr. Melvoin, you started off this meeting by saying we should presume positive intentions, and that would be a great thing to do. Except for when it comes to the school performance framework, you presented it as a way to provide data to parents. But confidential documents from the Charter School Association shows that you were working with them, and what they wanted from that was a way to take facilities from district schools so that low-performing schools could lose their space to charters. That's the opposite of open data, because then this school performance framework, it took data and it manipulated it. So it wasn't presenting raw data to parents, it was presenting what the people who devised this program wanted you to see, a score of 1 to 5 on a weights that parents didn't decide were important, but they did. And that's one of the problems with data and the limits of data, and it's subject to manipulation. The other thing is that everything can't be measured. So how do we measure special education and what's being provided to these students? Are we going to punish schools who devote their resources towards special education? Because they're not going to get increased test scores all the time, but they could be doing a great job at what those students need. And so we have to remember that data isn't the be-all and end-all to everything, that there's parts of teaching and education that just can't be put in a number. So I'd like to close by offering some suggestions to you, Mr. Melvoin. If you want to improve that Yelp score, one thing to do might be to stop giving away confidential information to the CCSA. Another might be to start representing the 80% of the students that go to LAUSD schools instead of the 20% who go to charter schools. And finally, why don't you start holding meetings when more parents, teachers, and students can attend? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Petersen.